Hey everyone, so a lot of people are curious about the tonal differences between a Les Paul Custom and a Les Paul Standard. I'm one of those people. Even though I own both of these guitars and I play them, I never do a side-by-side thing where I can really pick apart the differences. So why not do that tonight? So this is a 2021 Les Paul Custom. It has Fishman Classic active pickups, humbuckers in them. All right, but the cool thing about the Fishman Classics is they don't sound like actives. They're very dynamic. They're pretty cool. So anyway, this is a 2021 as well, Gibson Les Paul Standard slash model. It's a Les Paul Standard. It's just the only differences is it's a non-weight relieved body, and it has hotter pickups than a regular Les Paul Standard. It has the Gibson slashbuckers in them, which definitely has a bit more bite and oomph to them than your standard Les Paul Standard, standard Les Paul Standard pickups. And also the neck, it's not a 60s neck. This is totally a 50s neck. It's a baseball bat, but I kind of love that. You can kind of tell that there's a tonal difference. It's a thicker tone with a thicker neck. So it's not just the body that gives you the tone, that thick tone, it's the neck as well. So let's hear the differences between the two. Let's start with the Les Paul Custom. Here we go. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a taste. So that's the Les Paul Custom. That's the bridge position. Pick up now. Go. Next up is the Les Paul Standard slash Les Paul Standard. Again, the only differences are non-weight relieved body. This thing is a boat anchor. This thing weighs a ton. The only guitar I've ever played or owned that weighs more than this is the ESP Kamikaze, which is solid maple, so it weighs a ton. This thing weighs a ton, but in a good way. It's a tone monster. It's got a baseball bat neck, non-weight relieved body, and pickups that are a bit more powerful than your normal Les Paul Standard pickups. So in some people's minds, this is basically the ultimate Les Paul as far as on paper. Non-weight relieved, baseball bat neck, hot pickups. So I love this thing, tonal monster. Here we go. Sometimes I'll go slow with these demos to try to kind of show the tone. So I feel like sometimes I rush through these things. So if I'm going slow, it's because I want you to kind of hear the tone. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully you can hear exactly what these Les Paul Standards have to offer in the tone department. They are tone monsters. I love these guitars, and the tone is what really made me... I've always been a super strat guy. The tone is what's made me really fall in love with Les Pauls. Neck pickup, Les Paul Standard. Here we go. I have to tell you, I'm actually really impressed by the tone on this thing. The Les Paul Standard has great tone, but I'm hearing, maybe it's just me, I'll rewind when I review the videotape, I'll reconfirm this, but I hear an extra fullness growl on this one. They say that the difference between the Les Paul Custom and the Les Paul Standard is the Les Paul Custom is a little bit brighter, the Les Paul Standard is a little bit warmer. I'm kind of getting that out of this. So let me know what you think. Let's do another comparison test. Why the hell not? With all these Les Pauls, I'm in a Steve Clark mood. Love that guy. He was Def Leppard and all he played was Les Pauls. So Les Paul Standard versus Les Paul Custom. High and dry, signature Steve Clark. That's the Les Paul Custom, Fishman Classic pickup, bridge position. This is the Les Paul Standard. Let's do the same thing we did before, high and dry, Steve Clark. Let's do a comparison on how these sound. The last video with the Les Paul Custom, it certainly proved that the Les Paul Custom has that thick growl that Gibsons are known for. I know that this one really has it. That one certainly does as well. So let's see what we got. That's the Les Paul Standard. So let's compare the two and see the differences. I'm sure there's differences. They both sound great, but there's definitely, you know, a tonal difference there. By the way, same exact settings, amp settings on both of these guitars throughout the entire demonstration. Same exact thing. I'm literally plugging in one, unplugging in, you know, unplugging one, replugging in one other, yada yada yada. So not changing any of the settings. So there you go. You let me know what you think. All right, here's my final thoughts. So here they are, the Les Paul Standard and the Les Paul Custom, both 2021, both made under the new ownership, not the old crappy ownership prior to 2020. I love both of these. I had prior to 2020 Les Pauls. They felt like toys. These do not feel like toys. These, when you play them and you pick them up, they feel like furniture. So here's my final thoughts on these, right? The Les Paul Standard has a thicker tone in my opinion, right? Thicker and warmer tone. That's where you get all that crazy growl from and all that. The Les Paul Custom also has a thick tone for sure, especially compared to some other guitars out there. But it's brighter and I think it's more precise. I think as far as note clarity, there's more note clarity with the Les Paul Custom than there is with the Les Paul Standard. You can hear every single little note, right? But the Les Paul Standard has more oomph, more thickness, warm and thick versus precise and bright. So that's really what I'm getting out of these two. So, you know, let me know your thoughts. Throw some comments in. I'd love to know what you think. This is just my subjective opinion analysis.